Welcome to a LeanStacks instructional video. This video is the second in the Angular Fundamental series. In this video we finish building an Angular Single-Page Application project starter structure. AngularJS is a popular client-side user interface JavaScript library. In any software application, the structure of the project can either boost developer productivity or hinder it. There is no one-size-fits-all project structure for Angular applications. We are creating a starter project that is structured for repeatability, yet flexible for changing requirements. This video resumes constructing the project where the first video in the series left off. Let's get started. I have opened the Angular demo project in my editor. The next step is to create the application CSS file. Within the source main app CSS directory, create a new file named app.css. Create the following CSS rule in the file. The footer rule set adds some spacing and a top border to the footer area of the index page to offset it from the rest of the document. Next, let's define the Angular application and bind it to the index page. In the source main app coffee directory, create a new file named application.coffee. Within that file, add the following logic. We declare a new Angular module which will serve as the main Angular application and attach it to the browser window object, making it available globally within the browser. The Angular.module function is used to create or retrieve Angular modules. The first parameter is the module name. If only one parameter is provided, Angular attempts to retrieve the named module. The second parameter is an array of components which are provided to a new module as it is created. If more than one parameter is provided, Angular creates a new module with the specified name. Therefore, we are creating a new Angular module named MyApp without any injected components and saving that module in a variable named MyApp. Next, let's bind the Angular application to the index page. Open index.html and add the ngapp directive to the HTML tag. The ngapp attribute is an Angular directive. The ngapp directive instructs Angular to bootstrap or initialize an Angular application using the supplied module as the main application module. Now that we have defined the Angular application, let's use Angular to dynamically update the index page. Controllers are Angular modules that manage individual areas of an HTML page. Controllers are also defined as modules which are supplied to the application module. Let's create a new source file in source main app coffee named controllers.coffee. First, we define a new Angular module named myControllers, which will contain the application's controller components. Next, using the controller function, declare a new controller component named greetingController. The controller function accepts two parameters. The first is the name of the controller. The second is the controller constructor function. In this case, the controller function's second parameter is an array. The array facilitates the injection of dependencies into the controller construction function. The array lists all of the controller's dependency names, and the final array member is the controller constructor function. Notice that the controller constructor function accepts the same dependencies as the method parameters. Notice that we've added a variable to the controller's scope object. Objects declared within the controller scope are available to the HTML DOM which is bound to the controller. Let's open the index.html page and bind the greetingController to the main content section. Add the ngController directive attribute to the section tag, binding the greetingController to it. Within the section tag, add a span that uses the ngBind directive. The ngBind directive instructs Angular to inject the value of a named scope attribute into the value of the HTML tag. Next, we need to tell our Angular application module about the controllers module. Open the application.coffee source file. Add the myControllers module to the array of components provided to the Angular application. Let's run the application and see our hard work in action. Open a terminal window and change directory to the project base directory. Type Gulp --run to start a local web server on port 9000. Open a new browser tab and enter localhost 9000/index.html into the address bar and press enter. Notice the static header and footer are displayed at the top and bottom of the page with our new CSS rule set applied to the footer. In the main content section, which is dynamically bound to the greeting controller, the value of the greeting attribute is displayed. Congratulations! You have constructed or you are prepared to construct a reusable Angular project. This can serve as a template upon which many applications may be built. Look for more videos in this series as we add a services module to obtain server-side data using Ajax, integrate with the Bootstrap and Angular Strap frameworks, and many more features. To view the full source of this project's GitHub repository, see this video's description. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the LeanStacks YouTube channel and follow the LeanStacks Google+ page to receive updates as new videos are published. As always, you can find more information on LeanStacks.com.